So about 8 years ago now, I bought my welding table from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'll never forget it. I towed down my stepfather's dump trailer with a little old F-150. Get down there, we agree on a price, guy loads it in the back of the trailer, and I end up securing the welding table to the trailer by way of 2-inch ratchet straps right over the sharp edges of the welding table. Well, I think you know where this is going. So I get a couple miles down the highway, sure enough, all the ratchet straps break. So I had to pull over because the welding table was starting to wander a little bit and I couldn't have that. So I'm on the side of a highway, trucks flying by, nobody's pulling over. If you've ever been on the side of the highway, you know what I'm talking about. Not a situation anybody wants to be in. So I start looking around in the truck, I'm out of ratchet straps. All I had was a piece of rope, but I was able to safely secure the load and get home because I knew a knot called the trucker's hitch. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to tie the trucker's hitch and how to secure down a load utilizing only a piece of rope and a few simple knots. So the trucker's hitch is basically a mechanical advantage hitch. We're going to make a very crude 3-to-1 pulley system. But it's not going to be very efficient because the rope's going to be sliding over itself. There's a lot of friction loss. But when done properly, you can get this rope pretty darn tight and it'll definitely get you out of a bind. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is secure one end to a cleat. So the first knot we need to tie is a bowline. A bowline is a wonderful knot because we can put a tremendous amount of force on this knot and it'll be extremely easy to untie when we're finished. So the first thing we're going to do, take the leading edge of the rope and we're going to make a simple loop. Take the leading edge, go through your tie down point, take that leading edge, come up through the loop we just made, go around the trailing edge of the rope, and follow the rope back out through the loop that we just fed it through. Pull down, take up any of that slack, and that is a bowline. Now take the rope and go over your cargo. All right, now that the rope's going over your cargo, about a foot away from where that rope goes over your cargo, we're going to need to make either an overhand knot or a double figure 8 knot. Personally, I like double figure 8 knots because I think they're a little bit easier to untie after they're put under tension. So in order to make a double figure 8 knot, you're going to want to take a large bite of rope, like so. Take that bite of rope, go around the back of your hand, cross the rope. We're going to continue going around the back side of our hand once more, and we're going to take our hand out. That bite of rope, we're going to keep coming through where our fingers just were and pull that up and out like so. And that's what a double figure 8 knot looks like. We're going to take the other trailing end of this rope and we're going to feed it through our second tie down point. Now, whichever way you go through this tie down point, we're going to go through a second time, so just go through the same way. So for this tie down, I'm going to go from the bottom up, pull some of that slack through. I'm going to go back to the figure 8. So with the figure 8, again, we're going to go through this twice. So I'm going to go from the top down, go back to our tie down point. So I'm going to go bottom up, go back through the loop on the figure 8 once more, again from the top down. And the final thing I'm going to do here before I start pulling on this is I'm going to take the trailing end of the rope here and I'm going to flip it underneath the section of rope that loops back to our tie down point. And what that does, that creates a bit of a progress capturing device. The friction of this other loop of rope against the rope that we're going to be pulling on will pretty much hold the tension that we put in the line. So as I start to pull down on this line, what we have here is a very crude 4-to-1 pulley system. And again, you can see that the friction between this rope and the other part of the rope right here really locks everything in place. So you start cranking on this and you can get a lot of force on the line. If we go back to the bin here, you can see that I'm starting to put a little bow in the bin here, so I'll crank down on this one more time. So we have a fair bit of tension on the line. And when you're ready to lock this knot off, all you do, I would just do a couple overhand knots, like so, and that's locked down. That is hopefully not going anywhere. But in order to release this, it's just as simple. Just undo your overhand knots or half hitches. And take the rope, take the trailing end of the rope, come up through the figure 8 like so, and just pull this up and out, and the knot should release. This hitch has gotten me out of a bind more than once in life, pun intended, but my recommendation to you, practice tying the bowline, practice tying the double figure 8 knot, and then just practice tying this hitch. It's a really simple thing to learn, and once you learn how to do it, you're going to find yourself using it throughout your life. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more, and I'll catch you on the next one.